The battlefield is silent. The stars glimmer faintly above. My aura flickers around me like dying firelight. The air tastes of iron and smoke. Every muscle in my body aches. Every breath feels heavy. But I'm still standing. Fear tried to break me again and again. But it never could. Because I finally understood something. Something that changed everything. Fear isn't an enemy. It's a mirror. It shows you the parts of yourself you're too afraid to face. It shows you how much you still have to grow. How much strength still hides inside you. Waiting. I used to think fear meant weakness. I used to think being brave meant feeling nothing. No hesitation, no doubt, no pain. But I was wrong. True courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the refusal to let it control you. I've stood face to face with gods, monsters, warriors who could destroy worlds, and yet none of them scared me as much as my own doubt. That voice inside that whispers, "You're not ready. You'll fail. You'll never be enough." That's the real battle, the one that never ends. Fear has always been there, lurking behind every new challenge, watching from the shadows, waiting for the moment I slow down, the moment I lose focus. It feeds on hesitation. It thrives in comfort. Every time you choose the easy path, fear grows stronger. Every time you step back instead of forward, it smiles. But every time you move toward it, every time you swing, even when your hands shake, every time you rise when it tells you to stay down, it starts to fade. That's how you kill fear. Not by running, but by walking straight through it. I remember those nights. Training alone under the sky. My hands bleeding, my mind tired, my body screaming to stop. I remember fear whispering in my ear, "You're wasting your time. You'll never be strong enough. You'll never catch up." And for a moment, I almost believed it. But then something inside me spoke louder, that quiet, burning fire that refused to die. It said, "Maybe I'm not the strongest yet, but I will be. Maybe I'll fall today, but I'll rise tomorrow." That's when I learned fear doesn't disappear. It transforms. It becomes the fire that fuels your evolution. Every Saiyan knows this. Strength isn't given. It's earned in the moments when fear tries to break you. Every fall, every scar, every doubt, it's all part of becoming unshakable. Fear tried to drown me, but I learned to breathe underwater. It tried to bury me, but I grew roots in the dark. It tried to silence me, but I roared louder than it ever could. Because the moment you stop fearing fear, you become unstoppable. You see, fear is clever. It doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. It tells you to rest a little longer, to wait until you're ready, to play it safe. But safe is just another word for stuck. You'll never be ready. You'll never have the perfect moment. The only time you can face fear is now. The only weapon you need is will. And will is stronger than fear could ever be. I've felt fear in the middle of battle, when my strength failed, when the ground cracked beneath me, when I looked into the eyes of someone stronger and thought, "This is it." But I never stopped moving, even one step forward, even one more. Strike, that's all it takes. Because the moment you act, fear loses. Action destroys doubt. Movement kills hesitation. When you fight, fear burns. When you rise, fear breaks. People think I was born fearless, but that's not true. I was just born willing to fight through fear. Every time I trained, every time I failed, every time I bled, I was scared. But I did it anyway. That's the difference. The greatest power in this universe isn't strength, it's choice. The choice to keep going. The choice to stand when everything hurts. The choice to look fear in the eyes and say, "You can't stop me." Fear will always be a part of you, but it doesn't have to own you. You can make peace with it. You can use it. When fear tells you what you can't do, do exactly that. When it says you're too weak, prove it wrong. When it whispers that you'll fail, smile and try again. That's what makes a warrior. Not perfection, not invincibility, but the courage to fight even when you're scared. There were moments I stood on the edge of defeat, body broken, vision blurred, power fading. I could feel fear creeping in, wrapping around my mind like smoke. And yet, something inside me, I refused to give in. Something wild, something ancient, the part of me that lives for the fight. I clenched my fists, and I said to myself, if this is fear, then let's see how strong it really is. That's when I understood. Fear only wins when you stop swinging. Fear wants you quiet. It wants you small. It wants you to surrender before the battle begins. But a true warrior knows fear is just the final test before transformation. If you can stand in front of it, if you can feel it and still move forward, then nothing can break you. Because once you conquer your own mind, the world can't touch you. Fear isn't the end, it's the beginning. Every time you face it, you awaken something new inside yourself. A new level, a new strength, a new version of who you were meant to be. The only difference between those who rise and those who fall is that one stood tall in the stand, presence of fear, and kept going. So listen, I know you're scared. I know it feels heavy. I know your heart races every time you think about what's ahead. But that's exactly where you're supposed to be. Because fear means you're growing. It means you're on the right path. Don't run. Don't hide. Stand there, look it in the eyes, and move. One step, then another, until fear realizes it chose the wrong opponent. You don't defeat fear by waiting for it to disappear. You defeat fear by rising above it, again and again and again. Every punch, every fall, every scar, it's proof that you faced it. Proof that you didn't give in. Remember, a true warrior doesn't wait for fear to vanish. He rises through it. He learns to turn his pain into purpose, his fear into fuel, his weakness into willpower. That's the secret. Not running, not hiding, but embracing the storm until you become it. When you stop fighting fear and start walking beside it, you realize it was never your enemy, it was your reflection. And when you master that reflection, when you tame that fire inside you, you stop being just a fighter. You become something greater, something unbreakable, something eternal. Because fear can't kill what refuses to surrender. Fear can't stop what keeps moving. Fear can't win against a heart that refuses to quit. So stand tall. Raise your head. Let the world shake. Let the wind howl. Let the darkness close in. None of it matters. Because you've already won the moment you decided to face it. That's how you defeat fear. Not by pretending it's gone, but by proving it can't control you. You're stronger than it. You always were. You just needed to remember. You know what I've realized? Fear never truly disappears. It evolves. Every new level brings a new fear. Every time you grow, every time you climb higher, it returns stronger, smarter, louder. But that's how you know you're moving forward. If you feel fear, it means you're standing on the edge of becoming someone new. That's not something to run from, that's something to respect. Every transformation begins in the place you fear the most. That trembling before a challenge, that hesitation before a leap. That moment where your heart races faster than your thoughts. That's the moment the old version of you starts to die. Don't waste it. Don't turn away. Use it. Let it sharpen you. Let it carve you into something unbreakable. Every warrior, every legend, every hero you've ever known, they all walked through fear. The difference is, they didn't stop walking. Fear is not your wall, it's your doorway. Step through it, and everything changes. So when fear comes again, and it will, don't curse it. Don't run. Smile, because it means you're still in the fight. And as long as you're still fighting, you're still alive. And as long as you're alive, you can still rise. And when that fear returns, when it claws at your mind and whispers that you can't go on, remember this. You've faced it before, and you're still here. You've been broken, bruised, beaten, yet every single time, you stood back up. That's what fear hates most, your persistence. It feeds on hesitation but starves on action. So act. Move forward even when you're terrified. Speak even when your voice shakes. Train even when your body aches. Because every step you take while afraid becomes a strike against the weakness inside you. Fear will test you 1,000 times, but each time you rise, you prove something greater, that your spirit is infinite. So let it come, let it roar, let it try to break you. Because you've learned the truth, fear isn't a sign to stop. It's a signal that you're on the path to becoming legendary.